What's up, everyone? It is Sunday, September 9th, 2024. Second half of today's podcast, the MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Martin, and I'm joined by Mr. Big Marcel. We're going to preview UFC 307 Pereira versus Rountree Jr. If you just missed it, we recapped UFC Paris Macano versus Saint Denis. Great recap show. Looking forward to the preview. If you missed the recap, though, go and watch it on the MMAOddsbreaker.com YouTube. Marcel, my first question to you is, my friend, what do you think about this card, UFC 307 as a whole? Like, what's your overall thoughts out of 10?
I'm ready. Adam is ready. My dog is ready, and my dog are ready.
Let's go.
What I think about this card, to be really honest, I think overall it's a pretty good card, but I'm really not down with the main event, and the co-main event doesn't also doing anything for me. But overall, I think it's a pretty fun card. Looking forward to Jose Aldo, seeing him fight again. You know, I think there are another fun fights on this card. I'm looking forward how Kayla Harris is going to do against Ketlen Vieira. So yeah, let's see, man. I mean, I'm all down for it. We'll see. I think it's an okay card, but I don't think it's like something like wow. But go ahead.
I think it's a good card, honestly. I like the card. I think it's almost probably close to an 8 out of 10 for me. It is missing. What fight did we lose? We lost one fight, right? What was it?
Yeah, Aldo against Avloe.
Yes. Okay. That hurt a bit. All right. I'm looking at it right now. Okay. 7.5. But still, I think it's a good card. And I think there's going to be some finishes on this card for sure. It is in Utah. That's higher elevation. You're going to see some people probably gas out and get finished. So I think it's a good card. I like the card. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a great card. I think you're going to see some good finishes. And then, you know, I know the main event, it's probably an undeserved title shot, but I still think it's going to be a good fight. Stylistically, it's a fun fight. Let me get some comments from the guys. Appreciate it, man. Glad to have you here. I know you subbed. Appreciate that. Antoine, let's do it, man. He says 6 out of 10. I think it's better than that, personally. Oh, by the way, RDR, yeah, we just talked. Actually, me and Marcel just talked about him off camera really quick. Yeah, I think he's going to do well in the UFC, but I think the Gerald Mercer matchup is a fight that he probably should win stylistically, but yeah, I mean, we'll see how he does against top 15. Any quick thoughts, really quick?
It depends what matchups you get, you know. I mean, if you can grapple the guys, I think he's one of the best guys around. You know, the thing is, like, a lot of people are not really onto him anymore because he lost twice to Anatoly Malikin, but the guy's a fucking beast, you know.
He's like a 3-division champ or something?
Yeah, exactly. He got 3-division champ, and he beat him twice, one for the light heavyweight and one for the middleweight title and one. But it's like, if Rainier gets you to the ground and he can't get your back, you're fucked. You know, that's pretty much how it is. So it's a lot about matchmaking. And I think for the UFC, I think Gerald Mercer deserved a higher ranked opponent. That's weird as it sounds, you know. But at the same time, for Rainier, this fight is a good fight because Gerald also loves to go to the ground. I actually think like that Rainier has an advantage on the ground. How weird it sounds, and I think Gerald has an advantage stand up. You know.
Gerald's been submitted, I'm pretty sure, right? So like, it could happen here, and I kind of feel like that's maybe what's going to happen, but we'll see. Phil Baroni, I don't want to talk about him on the podcast. I think he murdered his girlfriend, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Allegedly, I should say. But yeah, I mean, Phil Baroni's got some problems, dude. I don't want to talk about him right now. Overall, 7 out of 10. Yeah, I think something like that. Amosov's a free agent. Yeah, you know, the UFC should pick him up. All right, guys, let's stay focused here and stick to UFC 307. Get a lot of questions on some random shit right now. Let's stick to 307.
Let's talk about 308. Come on.
Fuck off. Jamie, what's up, man? Glad to have you here. All right, let's stay on focus, guys. Don't want to talk about this other stuff. We're gonna lose track of everything. All right, let's go to 307. We'll go through the card. 12 fights, Marcel, if I'm not mistaken. We'll start with the first fight of the night. Curious to hear your thoughts on this fight. We have Court McGee taking on Tim Means. Battle of veterans here. I like this fight. I honestly feel like it's a last chance for both guys. I think they have to win this fight to stick around. We're going to find out who stays in the UFC. I mean, they've both been in the UFC for over 10 years. So, mad respect to both these guys. Odds for this one, by the way, Tim Means minus 225, Court McGee plus 185. I'll get your thoughts on it first. I have my thoughts on this fight, but I want to get your thoughts first. Go ahead.
Man, I've always been a Tim Means fan, man. I think he's a very fun guy to watch. He comes to fight. Listen, he's probably not the best fighter around, you know, but he's super tough, and he's a difficult fight for like a lot of guys in the division. Court McGee, I feel like Court McGee is decent, you know, and he was pretty good. He actually has a fucking win over Whitaker. I remember back in the day, you know, when Whitaker was fighting at welterweight. Yeah. That said, man, I have more faith in Tim Means in this fight. I think Tim Means still has that. Tim Means has something. His nickname is the Dirty Bird, but he has something dirty, and I don't mean it in a bad way, but like something mean. Means is actually a good name for me. I got something mean in this game. It got kind of like Matt Brown. He also has that mean thing in this game. And Court McGee is like. I always like Court McGee, but I never felt that same way about him. I think it's kind of like a close fight. At the same time, I think Means will do more damage. If it goes to the wrestling, I don't know. The Court kind of can do stuff there, but at the same time, I'm going with Means, man. Damage over position. So that means by does he knock him maybe out, man? Wouldn't be crazy to think, but I'm going with a decision win for Tim Means here.
Okay, hit the button for me then.
Okay.
I'm going to take a dog here. Here's the thing. So I'm taking Court McGee. I'm a huge Tim Means fan. I actually interviewed him once, and it was great. And we've stayed in touch a little bit. I think he got rid of his Twitter, if I'm not mistaken, but we would keep in touch over the years. I've always liked the guy. I mean, he's a great striker. Obviously, a lot of fun to watch. He stuck around the UFC forever. He got cut actually at one point, Marcel, and then came back. So this is his second run, and he hasn't left. He's a great fighter, great striker. But I also feel like he is on a huge decline. I mean, both guys are, obviously. Both guys are on decline. Tim's 40, Court's 39, turning 40. Their chins are gone, I think, at this point. Tim's the better striker. Tim has more power. The thing is, though, Marcel, the big X factor here is, there's two X factors for me. Number one is,
the beard.
Well, not the beard. No, number one is the wrestling. I think Court McGee can wrestle his way to a decision. I really do. Because I remember the fight with Brahima, your boy Marcel.
Yeah, I know.
Destroyed him, right, with the wrestling. And same with the Claudio Silva guy. He's got great cardio. I think that's another thing Tim's got good cardio too, but I think Courts is like one of the best cardios in the division. And here's the other thing. I mean, it's a hometown fight for him. He's from Utah, right? So it's a hometown fight. I think that can help him a little bit too. I think Court wins this fight. This is a close fight to me. I don't know why he's such a big underdog here. He's almost like he's plus 185. Some books have him at plus 200.
Should be picking.
That's really wide to me. Maybe it's the odds sway me. I don't know, but I do think he can wrestle his way to a win here. Like if it was minus 115 each, I'd probably still pick him. So at plus 185, I'm definitely taking a shot in the underdog here. I think he can win a decision, save his job, and I think it's going to be a pretty good scrap. But I think he can get the takedowns. And maybe you're right. Maybe Tim does some work with elbows like off his back, but I think Court can work. He can move. He can move positions. He can land some ground and pound. He can stay busy and keep the ref from breaking him up, and he can win a decision and save his career in his home state. So I'll take Court McGee by decision. To be honest, Tristan, I think both guys' chins are completely shot. I think they really are. I know Court got completely knocked out cold by Brown and Wells. Tim Means got knocked out cold by Medic. He got submitted a bunch of times too. Don't forget that Nico Price knocked him out. Like his chin is not there anymore either. Both guys' chins are pretty much gone. So yeah, maybe Tim has a slight advantage with the chin, but again, I don't think it's going to come into play if he's getting grounded and pushed on his back, which I think does happen here. Also, I want to say, Court had the fight with Alex Morono was pretty competitive, Marcel. It wasn't not competitive. That was
I agree.
And also, his fight with Sean Brady wasn't a complete blowout either. That was 5 years ago. Now I get that, but it wasn't a complete a blowout either. So
crazy that's 5 years ago.
The years go by fast, man. We go a little quick. Anyways,
it's fucking October tomorrow, man. I mean,
is it tomorrow or is it 2 days, right?
Yeah, for me it's already the 30th.
Oh yeah,
30th.
fuck, it is too. All right.
For you it's 29.
Yeah. All right. Couple comments. Yeah, the odds are too wide. Tim Means wins and keeps going. I mean, he'll probably fight a contender series guy or something. I guess something like that. I don't know. Not sure. You like Means? Okay, all you guys like Means. I like McGee. So there we go. We have it's good to have a little dissension. I don't mind that at all. We had some last week. Marcel didn't go so well, but it's okay. We'll go to the next fight here. We have a fight that I'm honestly not looking forward to that much. Carla Esparza's retirement fight against Tecia Pennington. And the odds for this fight have Tecia Pennington minus 180, Carla Esparza plus 150. Actually, no, did I get the bout order wrong? My apologies. Did I?
That's really not really. How do you say that? I don't know, because sometimes they have Esparza as the featured prelim, and then they have Spann OSP as the featured one. Just like they keep switching Almeida against Potieria and Hubbard against Hernandez. They keep switching those fights, so I don't know what's the right order.
Okay, my bad, guys. I'm going to switch it around here. Actually, you know what? Might as well just talk about it.
Yeah, just leave it.
We'll just go through it. But yeah, I think it is switched. I think this fight is going to be switched with the next fight. But My mistake. It doesn't really matter though. All right, let's go to this fight quickly.
In the end, it doesn't really matter.
Minus 180 for Pennington, plus 150 Esparza. They fought once. They fought on Ultimate Fighter. Carla won the season. She won a majority decision for Tecia. It's her last fight in the UFC. Carla is she's only 1 year older than me. She's coming off a horrible loss, obviously, to Whaley 2 years ago. She hasn't fought in 2 years, basically. She is one of the better fighters in this division's history. Obviously, a two-time champion. So, I mean, she's got some of the best wrestling in the weight class. And that's what she'll try to do here. She'll try to wrestle her way to a win. Tecia Pennington, coming off 2 straight losses. 2 fights I thought she won, dude. I thought she beat Mackenzie Durden. I thought she beat Tabitha Ricci. 2 lost, 2 split decisions. Ticia's takedown defense it's not great at 65%. I also feel like she's the much better striker in this fight. And I do feel like Esparza at this point in her career, I don't know how effective wrestling will be. So I'm not betting on this fight. I wouldn't bet on it. I feel like it's going to be a split decision type of fight. It's hard to really trust Pennington at this point because the judges don't seem to really like her style. I'm going to lean her way to win the decision, Marcel. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if Esparza was able to grind her way to an ugly win and save her career. Or not save her career, but end her career on a high note.
What's her favorite again?
It's Tecia Pennington.
Okay.
What do you think, man? I'm going to pick Pennington decision. What do you think? Well, there you go. You have a dog there. There you go.
Yeah, I know it's her last fight in her career. And normally when somebody announces that, I'm not really going for that fighter. But I think for Carla, there's a clear path to win, and that's just wrestle for 3 rounds, And we all know that Carla can do that, and she will do it if it's necessary. So that's and listen. And I don't listen. Tecia Torres, when they both came in the UFC, Tecia was really good. She was really decent, I think.
Yeah.
I think, and maybe I'm saying something that's not true, but I think they are more invested in Raquel's career right now than she's in her own, So,
yeah.
As far as our last fight as well, she comes back from being pregnant as well. She gave birth to a baby. I don't know if it was a girl or a boy, so I can say.
They both did, right? I guess Tecia gave birth.
Yeah, Tecia did as well, of course. But it's a longer time ago, right? I mean, Esparza is coming back for the first time. So, and it's directly her last fight. I think Esparza goes out with a win decision.
There you go. I mean, I think she could win too. I'm leaning towards Pennington.
Horrible fight to make a choice here.
I agree. By the way, Zach's making the note that she's working with high-level wrestler Zoe Nowicki. So there you go. Winner to Barlow. Oh, maybe with Means and McGee. Yeah, they could do that fight. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised. Over 2.5. I think that probably hits. I'm pretty sure this fight goes the distance, right? I think you think so too. Yeah. All right, now we go to the next fight, and I think I did switch them, guys, but we'll see. We don't have the final boat order yet, anyway. So
I'm so happy they booked this fight for Utah.
You thought, yeah, for the prelims too. I'm glad they didn't put it in main card. OSP taking and Ryan Spann rebooking. They were supposed to fight, I think, a few months ago. Was it last month? I think.
Yeah, it was an Apex fight. I think last month. Yeah.
Got canceled. Anyways, odds for this one, Ryan Spann's still a big favorite. Minus 340, OSP plus 270. I'm not betting on this fight, but I think Ryan Spann probably knocks OSP out. It's just hard to trust both guys. OSP's pretty old at this point. He did come off a huge win over Kennedy when he won that split decision in a pretty close fight, but as a huge underdog. Give him credit for that. But I still think was he 41, I think now? Can't trust him, dude. And then Ryan Spann, I mean, he's so flaky. He's just like, he has these great performances once in a while, and then he looks like just terrible sometimes too. Coming off 3 straight stoppage losses. The Bogdan Guskov loss was pretty bad too. 2 guys I can't trust. I will take Ryan Spann, much younger fighter. Or not much, actually, he's not much younger, I shouldn't say. He's 8 years younger, actually. Man, OSP's probably one of the oldest fighters. Maybe he's the oldest right now? I don't know if
I don't know.
He's up
I think
there.
it's still no, I don't know.
Who are you thinking? Who is it?
No.
He's got to be up there. Maybe Jim Miller. I'm not sure. It's one of those guys. Anyways, I think Spann by stoppage. What do you think?
So, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm going with Ryan Spann. I also think he probably finishes him. And I mean, if this doesn't happen, this can be a really long, draining, boring fight. If this doesn't happen,
Yeah.
So I don't know why they rebooked it for this card. Spann TKO first round. Let's.
And if it goes 3 rounds, they're going to get really tired of the elevation.
Exactly. And I don't mind, man. Listen, if OSP knocks him out in the first round, it's good for me as well. I don't mind.
OSP might have the better cardio, too. To be honest with you, OSP might have the better cardio. It's possible.
Yeah.
I don't think Spann's cardio is good. Fan by knockout. Trust seems like walk through a minefield, pretty much. Wonder Boy's older? Okay, well, there you go. I think there's probably a couple of guys older, but OSP's definitely like, dude, I remember watching him strike force so many years ago, Marcel. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he fight that guy, Benji Radek, the guy that died? Didn't he fight him in strike force? Am I wrong?
I'm not sure. Possible.
Let me take a look.
We should take a look, yeah. I know
No, I don't think he did. Maybe oh, no, he did. He did. Yeah, he did. In 2010. Henderson versus Babalu.
Babalu, yeah. He also it got banned from the UFC, right?
Who?
Babalu.
For holding that choke.
By holding the choke too long, yeah.
He hates him. All right, next fight, Cesar Almeida taking on Ihor Potieria. Yeah, again, a fight that probably didn't need to be elevation. If this fight goes 3 rounds, it's going to be ugly. But I think it probably ends pretty fast. Cesar's a huge favorite, minus 410. Potieria plus 220. Ihor gets no love or no respect from the betting odds, but in this fight, Marcel, I can't pick him. I'm taking Cesar. I think he's the more effective striker, more powerful striker, just a better fighter, like, pretty much. So I think he knocks him out. I think Cesar wins by knockout. I wouldn't lay the minus 410 on him though, but I think he wins the fight. What do you think?
Yeah, same. I'm still not as high on Cesar as you are. But
I'm not as high now after the Kopylov fight, but I was pretty high on him before that. For sure.
Yeah. I think he's decent. I think he's a pretty good fighter. His striking is good. His ground game is not there, in my opinion, but still, I probably doesn't really need it against Potieria. I think. I think he also wins probably by stoppage first round, maybe second. I don't know, but I think Almeida wins. And don't forget, he's also training with Team Alex Pereira with these guys over there. So
good point. Yep. And they always put these guys on the same teams together in the same card, and I've noticed too.
Easier for
money on the flights, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. All right, next up we have Austin Hubbard, Thud, taking on Alexander the Great Ape. Is it the Great Ape or just the Great now?
The Great Ape.
Great Ape Hernandez. So he's taking on short notice for Nate Landwehr, right? That's what happened.
Yeah.
But Hernandez is the favorite, minus 210. Hubbard plus 180. I think it's a pretty competitive fight, Marcel, but I think Hubbard's going to struggle to get takedowns in this fight against Hernandez. I like him better at 155, by the way, Hernandez. I do think it's better for him. I think Hernandez could be the more effective striker and kind of save his career, too. I think he could be at risk of being cut if he loses, potentially, I think. He's a guy that never really panned out. I know you have your thoughts on him, the Benil fight. You keep saying, you've told me for years that was a fluke. That was a fluke. He's not that good. You told me that so many times. I think he wins this fight, Marcel. I don't necessarily trust him to bet on him at 2-1, but I think he wins a decision. What do you think?
So angry Matt Damon takes that short notice. I'm happy he's back at 155, because I think it's a better weight class for him than 145. Yeah, I said it was a fluke, and I still think it was, but I don't want to say anything bad about Hernandez. He didn't do anything to me, so. This is a winnable matchup for him. I think. I also think Hubbard will struggle, like you said, and I think this is smart for Hernandez taking this fight. At the same time, he needs to win, man. He definitely needs to win this fight. But I think he will. I go in decision, Hernandez. I think he wins at least 2 out of 3 rounds. So, yeah.
All right, there we go. Same pick there. All right, next fight here, we have women's strawweights as Marina Rodriguez takes on Iasmin Lucindo. I think this fight is kind of a sleeper fight in the card. I think people aren't talking about this fight, and I think it's a good fight. I think it's a fun fight. Iasmin's the favorite, Marcel, minus 175. Marina Rodriguez plus 145. I think that's interesting because I think when I kind of saw the matchup, I was like, okay, maybe Lucindo's going to be a dog and I'll get a shot in her at dog money, but the odds makers know better and the betting public knows better. Although I'm not saying Marina can't win because I think she's good. The thing is, though, she is 15 years older. That's a big age gap. And whenever there's a big age gap like that, usually the younger fighter wins. Both fighters are good. Iasmin's on a real nice streak here. 3 straight wins, excuse me. She had that fight, the loss with Uregui, although that was a competitive fight. But the last 3 fights look good. The fight with Carolina looked amazing. The fight with Poliana looked amazing. This is a big step up, though, I think. Marina looked disappointing, I think, in her last fight with Jessica, although Jessica's obviously great, so it's not like it's a bad loss necessarily at 300. Looked amazing against Michelle Watterson Gomez, although so did Jillian Robertson and a bunch of other fighters. Michelle was done. And then before that, lost to Janji Roba and Lamos. So it's just hard to know where she's at. I think she has a chance to win. I'm not going to bet on Lucindo here. I actually think this card is a little tricky for betting, guys. I don't know what you guys think, but I think these favorites should be favored, but I think some of these dogs have passed to win. This is probably going to be a striking fight. I'm taking the younger fighter who I think can outland the older fighter here, but Marina's a beast too, man. So, yeah, it's an interesting fight, but I can't shake the 15-year age gap. I'm taking Lucindo by decision. What do you think?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think it's a good fight. I like this fight when it was booked. Marina, she didn't do bad against Jessica Andrade in the last fight. She even arguably did well enough to win. I think Andrade won. I had no problem with it, but if it went to Marina, I wouldn't have a problem with it either. Lucindo has looked good so far. Even in her Horegi loss, she looks good. I like Lucindo a lot. I'm picking Lucindo here, man. I think she wins a decision, 3-rounder. I think she definitely can win 2 of the 3 rounds, maybe even all 3 rounds. She's younger. I like a lot what I've seen. I think she's evolving. I think Marina is kind of stagnant right now where she is, So it's actually crazy because Marina was so close to a title shot not a long time ago, and now she's pretty far away, I think. Lucindo for me here, decision.
Yeah, no, fair enough. All right, let's go to the next fight here. Mm-hmm. We have, I guess, the main event of the prelims, you want to call it. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson against Joaquin Buckley, right? That's the yeah. I kind of feel like this fight should be opening the main card, but whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter, I guess. Odds for this one: Buckley's -200, Thompson +160. I'll get your thoughts in a sec. My thoughts are, again, it's one of these older fighters, right? Thompson's old. I mean, he's 41 too, so. He's coming off a couple. Well, he did stop Holland with that injury, right? In that great fight, but he's lost 3 of his last 4. I just think the path to win is there with him. His takedown defense is bad, right? That's the thing. And Buckley has looked great in this division. 4 straight wins now, and taking everyone down, beating them up. The Nursultan Ruziboyev win was a nice win for him. He's looking like he's in the right weight class. We know he's got knockout power. We know he's athletic. We know he's got good cardio. He's just a good, well-rounded fighter. He's earned this chance for a top 15 guy, top 10 guy even. Big step up, but I think he wins, dude. I'm going with Buckley. I think he can win, and I think he can just use his wrestling to win the fight. I don't think he's going to really want to stand straight with Wonderboy if he doesn't have to. It'd be nice to see him knock Wonderboy out, though. That'd be crazy if he could do what Anthony Pettis did and no one else has been able to do. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Buckley by decision. I think he out-wrestles him. What do you think? Oh, there you go.
I'm going with Thompson, man. I just don't see it in Buckley for some reason. I think he's smart enough with the way he fights. I think he will do well first round. He's probably going to wrestle with Thompson. He gets him down, but I think Thompson will catch him somehow in the 2nd or 3rd round. I'm going with Thompson by stoppage, TKO, 2nd round.
Yeah, I mean it's possible. Like again, Buckley's been knocked out, and at 170, maybe his chin won't be there. We'll see. I think he has to wrestle. I think that's the way to do it. If he stays standing, I think he's going to be in trouble. Why would he, though? I mean, he's already got that viral moment. He doesn't need that. He needs to get top 10 right now. That's his plan. Buckley stands. He could go bad for him. Agreed. Wonderboy lost to Burns in Holland by grappling. Shavkat submitted him, too. And, what's the other guy? I guess Woodley, kind of, but not really. I just think, I'm with you in that early in his career, his takedown defense was better. I just think lately it's not as great. We'll see. I mean, I'm not saying Buckley's going to run him over, but I think he can get some key takedowns and grind it out. I missed this comment. Oh, Marcus, what's up, man? He says, do you think Wonderboy retires if he loses? No, I don't think so. But you know what? I think Wonderboy's doing the right thing. He's got that YouTube channel. He's obviously great on camera. I think that he should be on like a UFC broadcast or something. I think he's perfect for that. I don't know why they don't get him on the broadcast. He's a good-looking guy. He's personable. He's a great fighter. I think he'd be awesome. I've always liked Wonderboy. I think he's one of the, like they always say, he's the nicest guy in the sport, right? Like, he's an awesome dude. And he's very intelligent. And James Lynch gets him on sometimes to talk about fights. He breaks down the fights great. So I think that he's got, a bright future in the media if he chooses to do it, personally, Marcel. I don't know what you think about that, but I think he's, I think he's great.
I agree, but don't get a boner under the table.
I'm not going to get a boner. No. He's a good dude, man. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We got, I'll get your thoughts on this fight. Opening the main card, we have Roman Dolidze taking on Kevin Holland. And the odds for this one have Holland's -190, Dolidze +160. I'll start with you on this one. What do you think?
That's what I think. I mean, for Dolidze, there's a clear path to win here, and that's just wrestle. Why should he take risks with Kevin Holland? I mean, I'm all Dolidze. I know Kevin Holland was supposed to fight Chris Curtis on this card. I think it's short notice for Dolidze, but it's still not super short notice. We know about this fight for some time now. Dolidze, he won against Anthony Smith. Wasn't a beautiful fight or whatever, but he got the win there. And Holland, I don't know what to think about Holland, man. I feel like he looks off as of lately. I know he got the win over Mikhail Oleksiejczuk, but he got knocked down in the fight as well. And he got a submission win while Mikhail never tapped. I'm all over Dolidze in this one. It kind of sounds weird. I'm picking Dolidze here. I think he can submit him. Second round submission for Dolidze.
Wow, that'd be impressive if he submitted him. Hit the button. Yeah. Consensus dog. I'm taking Roman Dolidze too. Yep, I'm taking him too. I think if he grapples, he wins this fight. I think Holland, the blueprint's there. I mean, Michael Page took him down in that fight. Kevin Holland's an awesome fighter. He's such a great dude. He's so funny. I love the guy, but he has low fight IQ. He has 50% takedown defense. It's just bad. And, on the feet, obviously, he's going to be dangerous. But I just think Dolidze can hold his own. It's not like he's a bum on the feet. On the ground, I just think Dolidze is such an advantage, man. I really do. And also, it's not like Dolidze is a scrub standing either. He's got knockout power himself. I don't really understand the odds in this one. I think this fight, I favored Dolidze. But at the very least, maybe a pick 'em. I'm surprised it's kind of 2-1 for Holland. I don't really get it. I think Roman can make it a kind of honestly more so a boring fight and win by decision. That's what I think happens here. You're saying submission, possibly, but I think he just kind of takes him down, grinds him out.
Possible.
Yeah. So we have consensus dogs.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Let's go. We're both on Dolidze.
By the way, this guy said check out this fight. I just checked it out. Yeah, it was. I just looked on my phone. Yeah, it was a nice knockout. Do you know the guy, or is that you? Is that you getting?
No, that's not me.
No, the guy in the comment. As he said, check out that fight, and I just looked it up on Google or YouTube. It was a nice fight. Tristan says Holland should stay at 170. Probably. I don't love him at 185. Grapple Holland gets frustrated, opens up potential slip ups. Completely agreed. This guy likes Dolidze too. Yeah, I think he wins the decision. I think he's being undervalued here, but we'll see what happens.
Check your WhatsApp.
Sorry?
Check your WhatsApp.
All right, let me check. Oh, nice. Why are you looking at that stuff right now?
I don't know. I was just opening Instagram, and then I saw it. I was like, I got to show this to Adam.
That's funny. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We have all right, we have Kayla Harrison taking on Ketlen Vieira, I believe.
Yeah.
Huge favorite here. Kayla Harrison minus 800, Ketlen Vieira plus 550. Okay, so my thoughts on this one are, I think Kayla Harrison steamrolls her, honestly. I don't think we need to spend a lot of time breaking this one down. The only thing I will say is that I looked at the stats. I was surprised to see that Ketlen Vieira's takedown defense is 92%, so it's excellent. I just don't think she's fought the caliber of wrestler as Harrison at all, and I think Harrison can get her down. And I think Harrison, once you get her down, she's going to make it easy. We both weren't sure how she'd look at this weight class in her debut. She looked unbelievable against Holly Holm. I know Holly Holm's, a little bit up there in age or whatever, but Holly Holm has still got some good wins in the UFC, man. So she's not a complete scrub. She fought Vieira, and most people thought she won that fight, right, Holly Holm? So, yeah, I think Harrison just takes her down. My question is, Marcel, how does she win? Knockout or submission? Because I don't think this fight goes 2 rounds. I think it can go either way. You taking the dog? Are you taking the dog?
I'm just kidding, man.
Hey, don't hit it if you're.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I have to get you sometimes a little bit confused. That's the way.
That's okay. By the way, we got Glenn, the guy who sent it to you in the chat. What's up, Glenn?
What's up,
Glenn sent that stupid button on.
So extra for Glenn. Here you go.
Stop it.
No, I'm also on Kayla Harrison here, man. I think she actually wins in the first round already.
Knockout or submission?
I'm going by TKO, ground and pound, probably. Yeah,
I'm thinking the same thing. Honestly, I think she'll just overwhelm her. That's what I think happens. So I'm with you, Glenn. Glad to have you here, man. I guess it's 2 a.m. for you, Glenn. You're still up. You don't have work today. Glad to have you here either way, my friend. All right, go to the next fight here. This is a fun fight. I actually think this fight might be the best fight in the card. I don't know what you think, but I think
possible.
It might be.
Yeah.
Jose Aldo taking on Mario Bautista at bantamweight. Minus 170 Mario, plus 140 Jose Aldo. Hit the button. Taking the dog, taking the legend Jose Aldo. I don't really see him being the underdog in this fight. I think the odds are kind of disrespectful. Bautista is a good fighter. I love the guy. He's solid. I've been picking him all his fights, but like to me, this is by far the best fighter he's ever fought, by far. And I think Aldo. If Aldo didn't fight Jonathan Martinez, I don't know who I'd pick.
Yeah,
but he did, and he looked amazing. And as far as like striking goes, I think Jonathan Martinez is the better striker. Actually, I think shows the Aldo 91% takedown defense. I don't think Bautista will take him down. Maybe one time, but he'll get right back up. I think he's going to struggle at takedowns on the feet. I think Aldo's the better striker. I think Aldo wins the decision. I think Aldo wins. I like him as a dog. I don't really get why he's a dog, but I like him as a dog, so I'm taking Aldo. What do you think?
Do you see this here?
Yeah.
Do you see this? So yeah,
again, let's go, baby. Come on, we got two of them.
I'm also with Aldo here, man. I mean, he kind of convinced me in his last fight. I picked Jonathan Martinez back then, and Aldo looked really good. He just looked good,
Great.
And I think he can do this again against Bautista. Bautista is pretty decent. I think he is doing very well. He got that win over Ricky Simone in January. But I'm going with Aldo here, man. I think Aldo wins the decision. Maybe even I wouldn't be surprised if he even gets a late stoppage, but I'm going with Aldo by decision.
By the way, I looked at Aldo's record at bantamweight. It's not great. It's 4-3, but to be fair, I thought he beat Marlon Moraes. I think most people did, so he could be 5-2, and then the losses would be to Piotr Jan and Merab. So
yeah, that's really bad.
One loss his last 5 fights is Merab. He did lose, or not. He was lost. I mean, it was a draw with Jeremy Stevens, I think, right in boxing. Wasn't a great look, but completely different sport. I like him here, man. I don't think he should be the dog. I think that's kind of odd. This guy likes Aldo too. Good question from Marcus. We did talk about that a little bit, the Utah thing. Yeah, I think, in general, I think fighters' cardios and conditionings are better. But in this card, I do think there's some guys to keep an eye out. The Cesar Almeida Ihor Potieria fight, that fight will get ugly if it goes late. The Ryan Spann OSP fight will get ugly if it goes late. What was the other fight?
McGee probably also.
It could. I think Court's got pretty good cardio though.
Yeah, I know.
And then Pereira Rountree too could get kind of ugly if it goes that late too, right, Marcel? Potentially, because remember the third round of Jan Blachowicz and Pereira was not the best round. So Aldo and Harrison. Well, with Harrison, that's not a bad point. That's not a bad point, but I feel like Harrison will probably get the win pretty early and it won't come into play. With Aldo, I think Aldo will be okay. Aldo's fought everywhere, all over the world. I don't know. I don't check his fought elevation before. I'm sure he has.
Yeah, against Merab.
Yeah, he fought Merab at elevation. And that fight, that was in Utah too. That was a close fight, Marcel. Look at the scorecards. 29-28, Marcel. He didn't get blown out in that fight. But yeah, he didn't look bad. It's just Merab. How many takedown attempts did Merab have? Merab had 16 takedown attempts. 0 for 16. Just pushed him against the fence. It was ugly. But yeah, good points. Fair enough. Aldo wins. Where does he go? I think he's probably like one win away from a title shot, if I had to guess, right?
Wouldn't be surprised. I know. Yeah.
Maybe fight Corey Sandhagen or something. I wouldn't mind that. That'd be a fun fight, right? Something like that. Or maybe the winner of.
Oh, they do him. They do him versus O'Malley when O'Malley gets back.
Oh, that'd be so fun. I'd love it. All right, let's go to the next fight here, guys. We have a co-main event title fight here. Women's bantamweights. Raquel Pennington taking on the former champion Juliana Pena. And the odds for this one have Raquel as the favorite, as you'd expect, as the champ, minus 166. Juliana plus 140. I like Raquel Pennington here, man. I'm taking Pennington. I think she gets the job done. Pennington is one of the most underrated fighters in the division, in the UFC, I think, honestly. She's not the most exciting to watch, obviously, but she's so effective what she does. She's won 6 straight fights. She has tons of momentum here. We both picked her in the last fight as underdog, Marcel. We had her against Mayra Bueno Silva. She did everything we thought she would. She got the takedown. She grinded the fight out. She looked not amazing, but she did everything she had to do. Again, it's not like when you watch her fight, you're like, wow, I'm blown away by her performance. It's never like that, but she just gets the job done. And with Pena, yes, she had probably the best women's upset of all time. Maybe her or Holly Holm, I guess, against Rousey when she knocked out or submitted, Amanda. But that was her last win. It was 3 years ago. She's fought once since then. It was the rematch with Amanda. Got the shit kicked out of her. Has not fought since then. To me, that's you got a fighter that has no momentum at all. She hasn't fought in 2.5 years. Taking on a fighter with all the momentum in the division. I think Pennington wins. I think she grinds out the win here. I don't know if it'll be pretty, but she has the cardio to do it. And I think potentially, Marcel, I don't know what you think about this fight. I think you're on the other side, which is fine. But I think potentially Pennington could get the submission too, because that's how Pennington's lost a few times. I think it's possible Raquel could submit her. She's not much of a finisher, but she's submitted a few girls in the UFC, and I think it's possible here. So Pennington, decision, submission. I think she wins. I think she defends her title. And I was looking at this earlier. The Pennington parlay, you got both the Pennington ladies. It's like plus 150 for both of them. So that's just something to keep in mind. But I think honestly, of the two Penningtons, I'm more confident in Raquel winning than Tecia. So I like Raquel here to win the fight. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to take a gamble here, man. I think it will be a close fight, to be honest, man. I'm really not that impressed by Pennington. I know she knows how to win fights, that's why we both picked her against Maya Bueno Silva. I think Juliana can do well against her, man. And Juliana's super tough, and she will get a chance to probably submit her somewhere in the fight. And I think she does. So I'm going with Juliana. I'm going with third round submission win for Juliana Pena.
There you go.
Putting away Pennington, but it's like a really big gamble in my opinion. I think most likely goes to decision, but I'm taking Pena by submission in this one.
Here's a question from Antoine, but he's asking about Harrison. Could she be a long reigning champ? Potentially, but she's not the champ now, so keep that in mind. Also, again, I don't know how many cuts to 135 she can make. That's the what I'm worried about.
I think she can be, but the thing is, like, if I was Valentina Shevchenko, I would look to go back to 135 as well, and maybe challenge Harrison.
Yeah. Pennington will win cage pressing. I completely agree. I mean, with Zach, she's too boring and athletic. I don't disagree. But she's good to bet on. We talked about that in the last fight. It's going to be a long 25 probably. That fight with Bueno Silva, their cage fight was ugly. UFC probably wants Pena Harrison. Probably, but I think they're okay with either. I mean, they're not okay with either, but they prefer that fight. But if Pennington wins, then that's the next fight. Harrison's 100% getting the next title shot if she wins.
Yeah.
Or actually, if Kayla Vieira wins, I would imagine she gets it too, right? If she somehow pulls off the upset. Right?
Yeah, but I don't think the UFC cares. They want Kayla to win.
They want Kayla to win. They like her. She's an Ali Abdelaziz client. The UFC loves Ali. Julianne's more athletic. The history's against her. Yeah, I don't trust Julianne here. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We got the main event of the evening. UFC light heavyweight title on the line. Alex Pereira taking on Khalil Rountree Jr. Odds for this one, minus 520 on Alex Pereira, plus 390 on Khalil Rountree Jr. So, yeah, I mean, this fight kind of came out of nowhere when it got booked. We all thought it was going to be Ankalaev Pereira. Now we kind of know that they wanted to save Pereira or Ankalaev for that card in Abu Dhabi, get Pereira another title shot before they end up fighting, because they're going to fight. And, it's going to be an interesting fight. I mean, Ankalaev probably be favored, I would imagine, although you can't completely count Pereira against anyone. In this fight, I will say this. I mean, I think stylistically it's an interesting fight because Rountree is a great striker, and he's won 5 straight fights. He has some momentum coming in here, so he's the younger fighter. He's southpaw. He's a beast. But it's just, how do you pick against Alex Pereira? Like, really. The thing with Alex Pereira, Marcel, is like, when I look at the level of competition, it's as high as it gets. He's literally fighting champions every fight, and he's knocking them out cold every fight.
I mean, obviously, because he is the champion,
But he's fighting former champions. Like, look, dude, he's only been in the UFC for 3 years, and already he has an 8-1 record with 6-1 record against champions. That's crazy. His resume is unbelievable. Knocking everyone out. I'm picking Alex Pereira. I'm not going to overthink it. I think he knocks him out. Just saying, like, Khalil's got a puncher's chance. It's not like he's, this is it's not like it's Alex Pereira against, I don't know, who's OSP. It's not like it's that. Remember when OSP fought John Jones? It's like, wow. Yeah. It's not like it's Alex Pereira versus OSP. Rountree actually has a path to win with a crazy knockout. I just don't really see it happening. I think Pereira knocks him out. So I'll take Pereira first or second round knockout. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't care. Couldn't care less. I mean, this fight shouldn't have never been made. Rountree doesn't deserve unless I'm happy for the dude that he gets the opportunity, but he doesn't deserve the fight. Dana can say whatever the fuck he wants. Yeah. Pereira's going to win this fight, man. Also, like, I mean, how many times they're going to mention that Rountree?
I mean, people in the chat are mentioning it already. He's beaten him. He beat Gohan Saki. He beat he beat Carl Robertson.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations, but you're not going to beat Pereira, So Alex Pereira, first round knockout, and they can hype him up again like he's the next level, whatever. He needs to fight fucking Ankalaev, and this bullshit with we wanted to have this guy on the Abu Dhabi. Get fuck out of here, Ankalaev said, I fight him everywhere. I don't mind where, UFC just trying to to listen.
They want to get a bonus pay-per-view on him. That's what they wanted to do.
Listen, man, I don't mind that. I don't mind Pereira fighting Khalil. You know, Pereira just fights whoever they put in front of him. You know, but the bullshit with they're now going with like Ankalaev doesn't want to fight him. That's crap. You know, so yeah, I don't give a shit about this fight. Pereira will win.
Crazy how Alex came at 34. He's a future Hall of Famer. He is. He's the biggest superstar right now, probably. One of them. Overall, I'm looking forward to the card. We'll get to it next Saturday. We'll recap it next week. All right, let's quickly go to Contender Series, Marcel. We'll just preview this series, next week's edition of Contender Series. I'm going to pull it up. I'll just ask you the fights and give you the odds, okay? We have 5 fights. Jacoby Smith taking on Christian Savoy, the Canadian guy. Minus 500, Smith, Savoy plus 370. What do you think?
I'm probably going with Savoy here. I think he wins.
That's a huge underdog, really?
Yeah, I like the dude a lot. I think he can win the fight, but maybe I'm wrong. We'll see.
He's such a big underdog that, again, it's possible. I mean, that guy that last week just won, right? But, yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to have another Canadian in the UFC, that's for sure. But I would imagine Smith gets the nod here. Torres Finney, minus 230 against Abdullah Air Rami, plus 190. I think Torres wins, and hopefully Dana, well, he won't apologize because Dana's a stubborn prick, but he won't apologize, Marcel. But, yeah, I mean, I think, if Torres gets a finish, I think he'll get a UFC deal. He needs a finish in this fight. I don't think if he can just wrestle and get 10 takedowns and win like that. I'm going to pick Torres to win, though. What do you think?
If he does that, I'm going to laugh so hard, man.
He's going to be so fucking pissed. He's going to be like, we invited you back and you did this. I told you to go out the UFC and look for fights. And then they're like, Dana, you're supposed to have him on Ultimate Fighter, and we caught him at the last second. He's like, okay, we'll get him one more fight. I'm glad they gave Torres one more fight. He deserves it, honestly.
Yeah, I don't 100%.
He's a good dude, man, honestly. He got kind of screwed the last time. Dana was in a shitty mood. That was the night where Merab posted that picture with that nasty cut. Dana was in a fucking shit mood. He's like, Merab's a dumbass. We have a lot of stupid fighters on this roster. Remember that? Or something? Yeah. It's not the, and then Cameron Ellie started asking about John Jones. I was like, that was the same press conference. Sorry, what were you saying? Finney? You picking him?
Yeah, I'm also picking Finney. Yeah, I like Finney.
Dave Martinez, a guy that I'm excited about, minus 165 against Xavier Franklin, plus 135. Martinez was one of those Combate. Actually, there's a few Combate guys on this card, which is interesting. This is the guy that, what's his name? Hunter, not Hunter Campbell. God, what's the guy's name, Marcel? The former UFC guy. Combate guy. Combate.
Campbell McLaren.
Campbell McLaren, not Hunter Campbell. I don't know what I'm talking about. Campbell McLaren, yeah. He was like, oh, the media doesn't know anything about this guy. We don't know anything about this guy because there was that report that he got released or something like that. But he's one step away from the UFC. This guy's a good prospect. I think he wins. I like him here. He's a small favorite. I like him here, Marcel. What do you think?
Me too. I think he's a good fighter. Listen, Xavier is also pretty decent. I've seen him fight as well, but I'm also going with the Combate guy, Martinez. Yeah.
Alberto Montez against Carlos Calderon. Again, 2 more Combate guys. Montez also fought Titan FC. Montez minus 350, Calderon plus 275. Yeah, I mean, Calderon's taking on super short notice. I'm going to pick Montez again. Boring, but I'm taking the favorite. But yeah. And then main event, we got these names are tough, guys. I'm going to try my best. DR Nurgozai against Bartos Zuchik. Tough names. I'll just say DR minus 140, Bartos plus 110. DR knocked out Emiliano Sordi and UAE Warriors. They're both from UAE Warriors, so that's interesting. Bartos, the Polish guy. I'll take DR. I mean, that's a big win. I think Emiliano Sordi, the He-Man, I liked him. A good win to get him knockout, but this is a close fight, and I could see going either way, too. What do you think?
I'm also on DR side here. I think he wins as well.
I mean, we've been okay at picking the Contender Series this year. We didn't pick any dogs. You picked Savoy, actually. You did pick a huge dog. That'd be awesome. I hope Christian Savoy gets in, man. I'll tell you that. But, yeah, I think, you'll definitely see a dog or two on this card for sure. I mean, pretty much every fucking Contender Series is some minus 1,000 favorite going down. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. All right, a couple last-second questions, guys, we'll take before we get out of here. 9:20. Hey, we just almost at the 2-hour mark, Marcel. I'm okay with that. Last second questions, guys. Throw them in here. We'll take them. So comment about Xavier Franklin's crack. His fight against Martinez will be banger. I like the fight a lot. What do you think about this week's show? You like this one? This card?
From this week, yeah, it looks okay, man. It looks okay.
I think so too. I agree.
Only 3 weeks left, dude.
Pardon? 3 more weeks. Yeah, this week and 2 more, right?
Yeah.
Sad to say. I like the Contender Series. I love it. I mean, I watch it every week.
Me too.
I've talked to some people. They're like, I don't watch it, man. It's there's too many fights every week. It's like it's only 5 fights. It takes 2 hours. There's no commercials really.
Who said doesn't watch it?
I'm not going to say who said it. Someone told me.
Oh, okay.
I won't say. All right. I don't think there's any comments. That's okay. All right, guys. We're going to get out of here. Really appreciate everyone joining us once again for the UFC 307 preview. Thank you guys once again. We'll be back next week. We'll recap UFC 307. We'll preview the UFC Vegas 98, 99. Or is it 98?
98, yeah.
Yeah, that would be Tyra and
Right foul.
Yeah. By the way, 2 last comments. Real last comments. Person saying about Islam said he signed. I guess he's going to fight Arman. Arman did that like that building thing, right? To reduce the suspension.
Khabib said that Islam signed. That's what I think what happened.
Okay. Perfect.
I know other side is definitely not signed yet. But and by the way, Arman didn't have to do that commercial because it was after. Well, he only had to do that if that how do you say that? If that fight was in Abu Dhabi. But
fair enough. Okay. By the way, do you think the UFC could sign No Chiplide and Marcel? I don't know him.
I don't know, man. I mean, he's still he's already past 30.
Right.
His record is not bad, but he's not. Maybe, but I don't know. We'll see.
I'll ask you one last question before we go. Has UFC or has Jarno Aaron said anything to you about UFC bringing him back?
I've talked to him, man. He was actually in Paris, by the way.
Nice.
I think he was invited by the UFC because he had like a name ticket on his seat.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't think he's cut yet. But he also didn't have a new deal so far, so I don't know what's happening. He also has no idea.
They're just waiting for a Contender Series guy to feed him. I think that's what they're planning.
Possible.
All right, guys, we're gonna end the stream. Thanks again. We'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Have a great week. Good luck with your bets for UFC 307.